And we're back. I think we're live this time. Let's see if we can
We are back.
get our crowd back. And we'll do a 2.0, Kenny. So welcome to our Motu 52 art challenge. We are moving through our challenge one character at a time, back at our drawing boards, challenging ourselves not only with technology as it appears today, but also with the characters themselves and putting them into a certain reality. So, Kenny, a certain
Indeed.
reality that we can barely exist in ourselves. So, welcome, Kenny Calderon, the amazing illustrator from Florida. Tell me about your journey so far with Skeletor. You got a bit of tape on this time.
Yes, because as we did last week, right? We added some black all the way to the edges, sort of filling up the board. So I taped it down today so that I can render more of a cloudy effect. Some of these forest greens, framing Skeletor, right?
Nice.
So that by adding some darker tones in the foreground, it sort of like makes the background feel brighter.
Right. Yeah.
And adding more of a cloudier texture to the brim of the portal, so that I can add some more blacks, get a nice little blending effect going on, and then get some of the cobblestone texture rendered
Nice.
in at the bottom.
Very cool.
And after
So,
that, I
what's
think
left for you to
we're
do now?
ready to ink.
I'll say ink is your last stage. So, you're nearly there.
Yep,
Nearly there.
almost.
Indeed. I got a bit more to go, but
And
before
how you doing on your end?
good, man. Before I sort of got into, I'm starting to render in the background. So putting in some of those sort of greystone, greeny sort of stonework on Castle Grayskull. So I'm doing that now. Here we go. Bring something a big. So you can see I'm starting to. I've got an old sort of scrubbly brush and a toothbrush, and I'm sort of just rendering some of those textures there now. Just giving it sort of that stony sort of effect.
Great.
Before I then come in and put my final pass over the flesh to really jump it in front of that. So that's the plan today, is to try and get it to the point where I get the armor done, and then in between panels probably do a little bit of the Eternian flag flapping in the background, and that's where we'll be at.
Now, are you going to be pushing some light upward from?
Yeah, so the light will cascade down here. So we're going to add some more green, green lights as it goes up. So I want it dark down here because I want the light from the staff to just sort of stand out, the glowing staff. So I want the dark to be behind it to push it forward. That's the plan. That's the plan. So tell me, Kenny, are you ready for the next challenge, which is Stratos?
I am.
You are?
As ready as I'll ever be.
So here's the Skeletor.
As ready as I'll ever be.
And you can see I sort of threw a few images together to get us over the finish line. We got our Filmation Skeletor there. We've got a sculpture from Sideshow, maybe. There's an Alex Ross Skeletor in the corner. And we've got the mini comic one, which the eyes on that Skeletor creep me out. I love it. That's the one I wanted to sort of reference the most. Is his little jacked up.
That sculpture is beautiful.
It's amazing, isn't it? They do a
man. The ferocity in that panther is gorgeous.
It's very Frazetta, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that the gesture that they have Skeletor in, like while he's holding the staff and sort of like swinging the sword, that's fantastic. I wish I would have thought of that.
I know, it's pretty good, but we've got Panthro later in our challenge, so we could always include that a bit later. It'd be cool to do a Panthro versus Battle Cat. That would be a great image. the two attacking each other. We might have to combine the two.
Indeed.
We might have to do that.
Don't threaten me with a good time, though. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Because you'll be there every time. So next live stream. Here we go. Stratos. I'll put together a little page on Stratos, the many forms or the many faces of Stratos. And here we have our original illustration where he's kind of a hunch going, like a bit of a slack posture happening on the left there. And and then we've got a few different iterations. So we got in the right hand corner we have the mini comic. So we have from like the early 80s, his first iteration of Stratos when he had almost like a flesh tone to his skin, which is kind of weird. Red and the blue, and then you can see they changed over on the right hand side to the grey, which is what the action figure ended up looking like. You've got your Kenny's favorite series, the 2002 He-Man series that was on. That's the one in the right hand corner. That was a great one. I enjoyed that one too.
It was.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a orthographic sort of version of Stratos there with the front, side, and back views. You got the Filmation one below there with he's rocking a sword. And then bottom we got I just put in the back of the jetpack so we could see what the back side of him looked like in terms of detail. So there you go, Stratos.
Yeah.
Next time
I do like that aerial shot. I do like that aerial shot that's in the examples there, that top right. Because I feel like we haven't done anything like that yet. Everybody has been kind of grounded, so like this will be a great opportunity to like illustrate the character like in flight. So we'll have like the full body extension.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Are you going to do the looking up version or looking towards it or down on it version?
Ooh. I'm not sure. I do like the idea of having him facing downward. So it's like, it gives him a bit of stoicism,
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's kind of descending from the clouds.
Yes, that's a great one. Yeah. That's a good pose to do.
That's what I think I'm going to do with that one.
Yeah.
But the design of the characters.
Do that, I'll flip it around. Sorry, man.
And I do like. I think I'm going to go with that same color scheme, the one that's up in the top right, with the gray, the blues, and the reds.
Yes. Yep.
With the red sort of puffs, with the blue puffs at the calves.
Yep. Yep. Yes, he's got the Ultimate Warrior boots going on. Or no, it would have been the what was his name?
The Ultimate Warrior boots. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of his name. When often you'd see the Islander sort of wrestlers that come out and they'd have the puffy sort of boots with the bare feet,
like the head shrinkers.
Yes. Yes.
The head shrinkers or the Wild Samoans.
Yes. Absolutely.
What was it? It was Samu and Fatu.
Yes. I'm just trying to think of the other guy too. They come out with the bare feet. Bare feet on the wrestling always bothered me on another level, but that's just me.
I think that was the real popular one from WCW. That was Ming.
Right. Okay.
He was the big guy that came out with the wild hair. Ming.
Love it. Who's the WWF one I'm just trying to think of?
Man, we are showing our age right now.
Yes. Can't help it. It just flashes back to me.
That was a good time for wrestling, though.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I'm just trying to think. I'm deep diving. I should be doing this show, but now I have to deep dive. I'm just trying to think of what was that wrestler's name in the WWF? And he had the fizzy hair, and he had the leopard skin coloured tights. He only died a couple of years ago. What was his name?
Ooh, you're talking about Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
That's the one. That is the one. Superfly. That's the
Jimmy
one.
Snuka.
Superfly boots. Superfly boots with the bare
Jimmy
feet.
Snuka.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the first high flyers.
Yes. Glad to have you back, Chris Borman. That's inappropriate. The show started playing without you knowing. That's not appropriate at all.
Oh, no.
But hopefully we're both loud and clear now.
Oh, no.
The biggest problem was, I think our live stream was recording while we were trying to actually stream. It was doing two things at once and it just freaked it out too much. I think that's what it was. Too much tech for our Wi-Fi. Couldn't handle it. So, Chris, we're just talking about Stratos, which is our next challenge, the next chapter after Skeletor has been completed. We are into the winged Avenger.
Indeed,
the winged Avenger.
Indeed.
So, and then after that, it's Tila.
I just cleaned.
Tila's the one after that.
Yeah. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Our first female for the challenge, so that's gonna be good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, so
I just cleaned my brushes last night.
Nice.
So they're working like new.
Maybe I need to clean myself so I can work like new. Imagine that. Just a quick cleaning and you work like new.
They are.
They're on point.
I'm telling you, they're feeling real crisp right now. They are on point. They are feeling crisp.
I'm using a really old ragged brush that I've kept for ages, just to get some of those textures in.
Nah, of course, nah. Look at this. This is a brush that I've had forever. Look, check this out. Where is it?
Oh yeah.
I've had this brush forever.
Yeah. I love. Yeah, it's the same. The chips and the damage.
You already know.
Yeah, look,
that was
the shrapnel. Looks like in Battlefield. Call of Duty with Kenny.
But that's Old Faithful.
Yes.
That's Old Faithful.
You're still calling your brushes by girls' names? Isn't that right?
Yes.
You still doing that? Old Beryl? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So I got a question for you for your picture, Kenny. Are you going to go darker on the outside where you're working now? Is it going to go to nearly black, or are you just going to keep it to that grey?
No, I'm going to go black. I'm going to go black and transition into the green. So
yep.
the black watercolor that I'm using isn't going to be super heavy, but it will be like significantly darker than what it is here. This is, just a single pass, right? So that we can sort of like build from that and work it into the local color that's there. So I'm sort of like working from the center outward.
Oh, very cool. Chris Borman's got a question. So he says, I know it's been previously discussed, but what do you clean your brushes with?
So you can clean your brushes with like I know some artists that use dishwashing liquid, right? Because it dries like quickly and clean. You can use, believe it or not, you can use shampoo like for your hair.
Yeah.
That works really well. And I use this. I use this. This it's a little brush cleaner that I bought off of eBay. I saw a YouTube video of an artist using it, and this is fantastic stuff because it can basically revitalize your brushes to to being super fine, like new. This is
Very
one of the
good.
brushes that I cleaned last night.
Very good. So what's the name of that product, Kenny? It looks like pomade. It looks like something from
Yeah, right.
I'd rather wear out our hair wax. Got me my pomade.
It's called the Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. So it cleans oil paint, watercolor, acrylic stains, out of your brushes, and man, it goes right into the and like deep into the bristles and pulls stuff out.
Yeah, nice. It loosens it all up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every so often, I think every, I don't know, every 6 months or so, I give my brushes a good cleaning, right, to kind of keep them functioning as intended.
Yeah, nice. So I just tend to wash mine in water, but I do tend to soak them in fabric softener.
Yes, that's another good one.
Yeah, and it just tends to keep them smelling crispy fresh, but also it just softens the bristles up.
Springtime fresh.
Fluffy fresh. You know I'm very sensory. You know this, Kenny. I need my things.
Yeah. That's why every time you commission a painting from Will Clayton, it smells like springtime.
Springtime and sandalwood. That's right.
That's it.
Oh, very funny.
Smells like springtime.
All right.
I think I should push more of this green closer to his head so it feels like the head has already passed through, right? And the brim of the portal is behind the hood. You get a nice break or separation there from the purple and green.
Feel like your painting jumped to like nearly completed in like 5 minutes. It's like it went really quickly. Like
it was that time vortex where we were out of sync.
Yeah, it was like I had a YouTube ad and come back and you were finished. I was like, what is going on here?
No. I still got a bit to do because I want to get some more yellows and lime greens, like pushing out from the center. Nice. And I still have the stones to do on the ground before I even like think about ink.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like hanging out with a kid in the classroom, and we've been mucking around and fooling around in the back of the classroom, and then the teacher says you got like 5 minutes to get your test done, and then you've done it and walked out the room. I'm like, what? And left me behind. I'm like, what?
Same.
Weren't we in this boat together?
I feel the same sometimes. I get caught up watching you.
Like, were we this together
I get caught up watching you noodling in one spot, but like the noodling is so impressive that I stop drawing and I start looking at the tree.
Start watching the noodles, which
that's it.
which can be cause for alarm in a different realm. Where's the vet? I think we've already gone off the trail. We've already lost our way.
Yvette's not here to clock us in.
Yeah. Too funny. All right, so I'm going to move over to a different brush, I think. There we go. So what have you been watching at the moment, Kenny? What's the latest?
A little bit of this. Man, I started watching. Shoot, was it? It was the Brother's Son on Netflix.
Oh, right.
Nice little like martial arts sort of like crime comedy drama.
Right. Yep.
You know, I needed something to kind of quell the fix after watching all the seasons of Warrior.
Yes.
Warrior's my jam. Yes. And I'm going to start watching Shogun.
Oh, on Disney Plus?
No, it's I think it's on Hulu, as a matter of fact, Shogun.
It's on Hulu. Yes, right. I saw that. I saw that. It looked pretty good.
Japanese. Yeah, it's like that Japanese like period piece.
Yeah.
That looked real. I was gaming with my cousin the other night. He was telling me it's really, really good.
Oh, good. I'm going to get into it then. I saw it on there.
That's what I mean. Yeah. And I caught a bit of the new X-Men show on
did you like
Disney? I was pleasantly surprised. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, watch the first episode. I didn't watch that.
You saw the first one?
Yeah.
So the second one still delivers just as hard, right? Like because they bring back Magneto, and it like just the writing in the second episode feels very Claremont. So that's one of the things that I like thoroughly enjoyed, that it really like leaned into like that Chris Claremont like style of writing X-Men.
Very cool. Well, that was the era, wasn't it? That was the era for it. In the heyday, the X-Men was Claremont.
Absolutely. And I hear through the grapevine that they will be introducing the Goblin Queen in this series.
Madeline?
Yes. Madeline Pryor. Yes.
Now that lends into my favorite of the X-Men miniseries, and that is in the Inferno.
Ooh, Inferno. Yes.
That was it for me.
The Inferno story.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, for me, that's like top tier X-Men. That was like uncanny X-Men with Silvestri doing the art.
And the best crossover ever. Like, honestly, you had Silvestri doing the art for X-Men. I think Petaccio was doing X Factor, wasn't he? At the time.
Yes.
And you had Liefeld doing the New Mutants, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
at that time.
he was on New Mutants at that time, and
And
shoot,
Was
was that?
Ramita doing
I forgot who.
Daredevil?
Romita, yes, he was on Spider Man.
Yeah, or was he doing
Was it
Daredevil? Who was
was
doing
it Daredevil
Daredevil?
or Spider Man?
He was either doing Daredevil or Spider
You know what?
Man, and I sometimes get Miller and Ramita's art style mixed up at that period in terms of Daredevil. They were very similar.
Easily, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what a great series, like
Daredevil.
the crossover of the demons. It was almost like Ghostbusters, but a bit more serious, where the demons sort of took over the city and
Absolutely,
the heroes were getting beaten up, and it was great. I loved it.
absolutely, absolutely. I think like and it had so many good like scenes
Yes.
in that crossover. Like one of my favorite scenes was it was out of one of the Spider-Man books. I think it was out of Spectacular Spider-Man,
Right.
where the Hobgoblin was turning into an actual goblin.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
That he
That's
was on that
great.
roof. Remember, he was on the rooftop, and
Yep.
he was
Yep.
on the rooftop, and he took off the mask, and he realized that his eyes were still red.
Yes. The mask is one with him. And
Man, that's
it's great. It's a great visual. And Spider-Man had a good one too, where it might have been one of the side like the side Spider-Man comics, like Spectacular or one of those. It wasn't amazing.
mm,
And it was where Ned Stacy had come back alive, and it was Night of the Living Ned.
yes, yes, yes. There were so
Great.
many
Night
good
of the
ones.
Living Ned. But I just love
Yes,
Daredevil, how he was all bandaged up and his costume was ripped, and he's just going around the street beating up demons and saving people. It was fantastic. Yeah, it's such a good
absolutely,
series.
absolutely. The Inferno Run was. I think that was one of the best crossovers, like outside of Secret Wars.
Yes. And they were giant sized X-Men issues, weren't they? If I remember. They had really big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Where, where
Yep.
you had, I think it was the one where the X-Men actually become corrupted and attack
Oh yeah,
X-Force.
I remember that.
Yeah, and Wolverine
I
was like,
remember that.
his whole mask and face was black except for his eyes. Yeah, it was very cool.
Yep. Ah, the good old days.
But that made me fall in love with Silvestri's version of Colossus. I mean, I really think he rendered him beautifully.
Yes. To this day, I and this is gonna be like probably a hot button for most, but Silvestri, in my opinion, draws the best Wolverine.
Oh, hands down. I absolutely agree with that. Yep, for sure. Like, I mean, I think a close on par almost would be John Buscema when he did the Madripoor series. I thought Wolverine
John
was
Buscema,
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That Jim, no knock on Jim Lee. Jim Lee does, he renders his figures very beautifully. But like when I think of Wolverine, I think of
Yeah.
Silvestri's Wolverine on Uncanny.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, when you consider Silvestri as an artist, I mean, I see him even today. I see him as as just an absolute illustrator that has a master on what he's doing all the time. Like, you don't often see his stuff being very cookie cutter. Like, he's always rendering different poses. He's
True.
pushing the boundaries. Like I really like his ability to do that. He just sees things a little bit differently. Maybe a little bit more old school. Maybe, I don't know, but
And,
yeah, I always loved McFarlane's
and no, I mean,
stuff
and
as
above
well.
all,
Yeah, I love McFarlane's stuff as well, but I
above
just
all,
think
you
he's
see growth.
yeah, absolutely. Yep, growth is the word I was probably looking for. Yeah.
Above all, you see nothing but growth in Silvestri's work. That like
Yeah.
I have a one of my private students. He's And one of the big things that I try to like in your work, like it's not a good, you want to be able to show that growth,
Yeah.
because that means that you're remaining a student,
Yes.
because and right and understandably, like he's a big fan of like a lot of the major guys, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of ruined I kind of ruined it for him by saying that a lot of those major guys aren't as good as Silvestri, right? And then he
Yes.
wanted to engage in that argument with me, and I'm like, and I'll show you why. You could take any 10-year block, any 10 years. You know what I mean? You can take any 10-year block of any artist's career, and you can see the consistency in
Yeah.
their work, right? But you want to be able to see growth in how their illustrations read.
Yes.
Like George Perez, for example, who is one of my all-time favorites, right?
Yes.
There was growth. There was growth, and it was very subtle. If you like
Yeah.
look at some of like his most current Avenger stuff versus his old school stuff, there
Yeah.
is a consistency, right? Because obviously George has a style, right? But you can see growth in the way he renders his figures, in the way like his gestures read. You know what I mean? And that's where you want to be. That's the sweet spot. You want to be able to convey that growth that's an indicator that like you're still learning, you know. And Silvestri for me is one of those guys that personifies it as a professional.
Mm. Yeah. Who would be an artist, Kenny, that in your eyes has shown growth in their style, and you maybe didn't like their work, but then when they sort of evolved, that you did like their work?
Um, that I didn't like their work initially. I would say Dan Jurgens.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So Dan Jurgens, initially I didn't like his work because
Right.
I felt like and it's no knock on him because Dan Jurgens to me is synonymous with Action Comics. He's
Yeah.
synonymous with like the Adventures of Superman for me.
Right.
So initially, I felt like some of his stuff felt a little phoned in.
Right.
Like
Okay.
they were kind of stiff. They weren't as dynamic as they could have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when you look at what book was this? This was The Death of Clark Kent. The Death of Clark Kent, right? In that one, it's it's like you can see the jump.
Right.
It's like now because in The Death of Clark Kent, that's when it's revealed that the person that's been I guess like stalking Superman or Clark Kent, letting him know that he's aware of their secret. It's revealed to be Conduit, right? Who
Right.
in the continuity was born the same day that Clark crash landed in Smallville. So he was
Right.
affected negatively. He was affected negatively by the Kryptonian radiation. So like where kryptonite made Clark weaker, it made Conduit stronger.
Right. Okay.
So
Nice.
like yeah, it was great story. And the
Yeah.
art is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So like Dan
Conduit.
for me for sure is one of those guys. He's one of those guys that
Yeah.
like at the very beginning, like he wasn't as he didn't jump out at me like like most from that era, you
Right.
know. Uh but like he eventually like, you know, really like stepped it up with just the way his it's the dynamism for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know, like the forms have to feel like they're moving for me.
Yeah. Yep.
So big shout out to Dan Jurgens.
Still doing it.
Who
Still doing it.
yeah, so directing the question over at you, who would you say kind of
Um,
stepped up their game that initially you didn't dig their work?
Probably Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, probably Bill
Okay,
Sienkiewicz. I mean,
I can see
I
that.
look at Bill's stuff now. Everything I just eat up. I love everything he does now. But when he first started, first time I saw his work,
Yeah.
and a lot of that has to do with my age, right? Because when his work came out, what did I know about art? I mean, I was just a kid, you know. But I read his first one was the Havoc and Wolverine book that he brought out.
Ooh, yep.
You remember that? And I was constantly attracted
Hmm.
to that cover. That cover looks amazing, but I couldn't jive with how he was doing the book. I just didn't like it. It didn't sit with me. But it's only now that I go back and appreciate it. But his style then evolved to be more and more leaning into that sketchy watercolory look, like Elektra and Daredevil, and
Hmm.
now I just can't get enough of it. Like, and I think that's just got to do with maturity as a person that sees things. But
Right.
yeah, his stuff really, yeah, it's just amazing to me now. Like he there's not a watercolor piece that he does that I don't like. You know, like there's always something new in there, I guess. But yeah, I didn't like it to start with, but I think when
And is it?
he's continued to perfect and evolve it, it got better in my mind.
And there's a bit of cartooning in that series.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Simon
It
Bisley is
almost
another
feels
one that,
kind of, yeah.
yeah,
It almost
very
feels kind of Sam Keithish in a sense.
right. Yep. Yeah, that's where that Simon Bisley reference comes in. It just reminds me of that really acrylic, airbrushed sort of Judge Dredd stuff, Judge Dredd versus Batman sort of work that he did, where it's a similar sort of style. Yeah, yeah, very cool stuff.
Yeah. That's I can see some cabbage. Yeah,
And then you get a
I can
Greg
see that.
Staples from a
Yeah,
Simon Bisley, like it continues to grow, doesn't it?
true.
Yeah, continues to grow. Yeah, but I like his painterly style. There's nothing
Yeah,
boring
that's.
about it. It's always something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can see the Bisley influence.
Yeah. Are you looking them up?
I see it. Yeah. I'm looking at some of Bisley's work. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? The textures are beautiful.
Yeah.
Very, very like, but like also very grainy at the same time. Very sketchy. I love it.
Yeah, you can tell he really built up those surfaces before he would paint on top of them. And he's
Yeah,
got lots of those flecks and splatters happening, especially when you do a Joker's face or you do a Mean Machine from Judge Dredd. You sort of build those textures up in the
yeah,
background first. Yeah,
yeah.
very inspirational.
His Swamp Thing is
As-
awesome.
oh, yes. Amazing.
Oof,
Amazing.
that Swamp Thing is. Look at that.
But that's where we get a Greg
Yeah, and
Staples now.
he's got a bit of a heavy metal kind of vibe to his work.
Yeah. Well, I think he was involved in that, So I think there's a lot of that work influences him, like
Sort
the
of
heavy
like
metal, that whole world of British comics and publications. I think had a big influence on him, on Bisley and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Now, just bring up these green Grayskull layers.
Good sort of. I'm gonna let. Yeah, that's coming in nice.
Nearly there with the Grayskull.
Coming in real nice.
So I'm just adding a bit of lime yellow, cool yellow, with Viridian green and a bit of Prussian blue,
mm-hmm.
and then throwing a bit of white onto it, and then that's giving me my highlights over the top of the dark green that I had there. The cool green. And because I've got that underlayer in there and it's gouache, it reacts well with it. It sort of sits on top of it and you can still see through it. So it creates another layer, which allows me to go pretty quick. I can sort of zip in and out, sort of coaching those areas in with the brush. And then I'll come back and I'll put the shadows of Skeletor. Once the paint's dry, I'll go over it and render in the shadows. And then that should be it for the Grayskull. Grayskull.
So I'm adding a mixture of like some of this forest green, a little bit of white, and some navy blue.
Ooh.
Just so I can sort of mist out this edge of dust being kicked up by the portal. And then I'm going to start laying in the cobblestones on the ground, along with some shadow renderings, and then I'll be ready for ink.
Nice. The shadow rendering. That portal's looking really good, Kenny. I'm just looking on that right-hand side where he's got the open hand. That green transition from the green to the black to the yellow looks fantastic. I love it. It really looks like there's a lot of depth.
Thank you. That's what I was doing while we were out of sync.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks good, man.
Chris Borman says, I finally got to meet Bisley right before the pandemic. He signed my Bowen Lobo statue.
Nice. Yeah, Bisley, Steve Dillon, Brian Bolland, all of those incredible British illustrators were a massive influence on me in the 80s. Like, God, I just ate up their stuff as soon as I could find something of theirs in publication. Before there's no internet back then, you had to kind of wait for things to come out. But yeah, those guys were my go-to.
Yeah,
fantastic. I still look at Steve Dillon's stuff. Man, rest in peace, Steve Dillon. But I still look at his stuff and just think, man, incredible sequential work. Like, really good stuff.
I'm gonna look into Bisley a bit more. His stuff is really interesting.
Yeah, it's really dreamscapey.
Mm-hmm. That there's this Conan piece that I'm looking at right now on my phone. It's like it's fantastic.
Yeah. No, he's good value.
And it's very, very stunning, but and it's like heavy, very, very weighty, like figures.
You can really feel the muscle, like it's very thick, sort of like a lot of tonal build-up. Yeah, it's very good. I first saw him when I had the Batman versus Judge Dredd book, the graphic novel that came out back when they first started doing graphic novels.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that was great.
I remember that. Yes. some of this up a little bit. Now let's get some of this cobblestone in.
Saw some of those great commission pieces you did during the week, Kenny, of the Andor series. They look beautiful, man. Well done.
Thank you. The client was very, very happy.
God, how wouldn't they be? They look
used
great.
a different approach.
Yes, it's working.
I used a slightly different approach with those, and man, she was very, very happy. Very, very happy. I have to say, I was pretty satisfied myself. Right?
Yeah, they look really good. The less ink I think you lose less ink this time around, and it seemed to be a bit more subtle. It looked really nice.
Right. It was more like rendering with the paint.
Right.
And just using ink for like the, I guess, the harder blacks, right? So like eyes, the separation in lips, eyebrows, things like that.
Just the popping areas. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that may be my my go-to method when doing representational likenesses.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see you evolving in that area. I can see it almost affecting your Marvel stuff too. Where you start to lean more to the portrait stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, I haven't done portraits in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
So to really like render something like that, but in paint, like it felt good. It felt good.
It looked good. And guys, if you'll see them. I guess if Kenny posts them online, they were just really, really good. You can see such a mastery in how you handle that. I can tell you've done that before. It was nothing experimental. It was all good. It was a good river.
I appreciate that. It's
a good river to swim in. That's what good art does. That's what good art does. It vibes you high. That's good.
This is it's the osmosis, right?
Yes.
It would be a waste of time if like we did all these live streams and I learned nothing.
It's the story of my life.
You've learned nothing.
I sit here numb. Not because the lessons aren't there, but because I just don't learn. Deep. My dad used to call that just being deep dumb. I'm just deep dumb. Deep down dumb. Ingrained.
No, man,
unwashable dumb.
Oh man, I'm soaking it up from everywhere because like I'll watch you render your stuff. There's a couple of other painters that I follow that come up on my feed, and it's the mantra. You know what I mean? You got to observe how other artists work so that you can pick what stands out to you and incorporate it into the way you render. You know what I mean?
So you basically you're telling me on live stream that you're seeing other painters. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
This is an open painting relationship. What are you telling
me? Yes, it's very polyamorous.
The polygamous painter. So you, I feel like this is a Will and Jada moment. I feel like this is a Will and Jada online moment where you're seeing other painters and didn't tell me.
It was a situation.
Of course. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about really gathering that palette of inspiration. And learning different facets of what makes you become what you are. I mean, there's no point, there's no copycatting, and there's nothing about that. It's about leaning into the lessons of what you see around you. I mean, you listen to anyone, whether it's a David Finch, or you listen to a Sienkiewicz, or any of the people we talked about. They all have their go-to lessons. Mm-hmm. Even in Alex Ross, where he's looking at a Line Decker or a Rocker, or all these artists that he's leaned on in the past, that has been his inspiring points. It just makes up their own approach. It's just what we do. Some would see it as we are the greatest thieves in the universe, but it's really about building your repertoire of knowledge.
Of course.
What we do. It's nothing new. It's what we do. All right, I'm getting stuck noodling again, Kenny. I've got to start moving.
Oh no, not the noodle.
It's the rocks. It's too appealing.
Well,
the rocks.
Admitting you have a problem
is the
first step to to healing.
To bigger problems. Yes, I know. Yeah. No, I just want to get this last rendering done in the background so I can start really pushing the final coat on the armor and another pass over Skeletor's skull. There's a key. Oh, Chris Borman says we have an open painting marriage.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
I love Will, but I want to see other painters.
I need to see other people use brush.
I just want to know what's out there.
So many jokes. So just little stuff I can reveal online.
Let's get a little fine brush, yeah.
Can you remind me to send that PDF to you as well, Kenny, before we finish today at some point as well?
Yeah. Like after we're done and we're backstage chopping it up out.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be doing an art project with my Saturday kids, and I'm going to be ordering some comic boards for them, some ink quills and brushes, and really giving them the comic making experience.
Nice.
Let's soften this up just a tad. And how's spring break treating you?
Well, for me, it's we're in autumn now, so we've moved into the Easter break for our term break. So good chance to catch up on a lot of work that's got to be completed, which I can't sort of talk about too much at the moment. But it's once that's out of the way, I can sort of move then more into rendering other things, other properties, and maybe getting back to the horror stuff, getting that ready for print. So there's a little bit of catch up, a little bit of follow up, finishing off commissions, that kind of stuff.
So it's been a very nice production.
Yeah, super productive. Yeah, beginning. Like it's only started for me like this weekend. So I got a 2-week window, which is really good. Love a good 2-week window. Yeah, it's good.
Very
good to recharge
nice.
recharge the batteries. Good. Get a bit of tattoo work in there. Yeah, it's all good.
Oof. I'm overdue for some ink myself.
Yeah.
I want to finish up. Yeah, I want to finish up my my left arm and bring it into like my shoulder, like my upper shoulder, going into the clavicle.
Yep.
Because it's all black and gray Japanese
Nice.
sleeve.
Yep.
That I started some years ago. I got a cover up I want to do on my right arm, and I want to get a tattoo for my dad.
Nice. What's the cover up? Is it a
Yeah,
an embarrassing relationship from the Navy, from the years of the Navy, or what are we talking about?
no, no. It's something I did. It's something that I did like while I was still with my ex.
Oh yes.
So that has yeah. So that's got to go. But
Gotta go.
it was more so. It was more so done. Yeah, it's got to go. I mean, but it was more
Gotta
so
go.
like it's more representational of my son than my
Right.
ex. So I want to cover it up, but like do something that is all about my son.
Yes.
So
Okay.
like my son is a Scorpio. So I want to get a scorpion, right? Uh, to cover up the piece and put his birthday underneath it. But the scorpion's stinger will be
Yep.
a quill nib
Ooh, nice.
that's dripping ink.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice one.
because
Very cool. So what's
the
the
boy,
cover up of? Is it a design? Is it a picture? Or is it a design? What is it? It's a.
it's this school clothing.
Okay. Yep. Yep. It's going to have to be a
So I
pretty
want
big
to
cover
sort
up.
of block it out. I want to block it
Yeah.
out, and then maybe bring the tail up by my elbow,
Yep.
so that it it sort of like connects along with the this piece that I have on my forearm. Right, it's a piece that I did a long time ago.
Yep.
Right, so it's sort of like coil right over here around the brush, and
Yeah.
then I want to get a crescent wrench for my dad.
Nice.
He was a mechanic, a
Yeah.
car mechanic when he was alive, and on the crescent wrench, I want to get like a. We have coqui frogs in Puerto Rico. They're tree frogs that we're like famous for.
Yep.
So on the crescent wrench, I want to have the frog sort of like pull like it's a tree twig or a branch.
Yep.
And then on the
Very
measurements for the crescent wrench, it'll be like his sunset, or rather his sunrise and sunset.
nice. Nice. Very cool.
I wanted to just keep all of the art that I do on my right arm like more personal, but then
Yep.
all the stuff on my left arm like just the Japanese aesthetic.
Nice. Very cool.
And I gotta redo my back. Got this like monster like Japanese tiger on my back.
Oh, as in American traditional ink style? Is that what you're looking at?
Kind of, yeah. But it's big. Like it takes up 3/4 of my back.
So Japanese style.
So I gotta touch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese style, because the tiger is like moving upward.
Yeah.
So like from my waist to about just a little bit above the center of my back.
Yeah.
It kind of crosses over my spine a little bit.
That's a big bit of ink, dude. Like that's a commitment.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not I got drunk one night
like
and ended up with a quick tattoo. That's a big one. That's
no. Like I thought about that one. That one, like I really thought about it. Because initially the idea was for it to be a dragon battling a tiger, right?
Right.
That it's to emulate man's internal struggle, right? The wisdom and experience versus youthful brashness. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I got the tiger done, and then like my artist disappeared for a little bit. And then by then, I was a dad, so I was like, let me just, let me start this sleeve real quick.
Yeah, because priorities shift, and so does finance. Yeah, you have to change gears. Yeah, it happens. It happens, kids. It happens.
That it does. That it does. Put a little blue in this.
So good time for us to just welcome everyone that's joining us today. If it's the first time with Kenny and I back at the drawing board, we pick a theme. We picked Masters of the Universe, and we are sort of moving through the Masters of the Universe realm one character at a time, trying to render them in different scenes, different adventures, different poses, and pushing our own boundaries about references and life drawing, and trying to keep a bit of dynamism to our artwork, and while we're doing it, have a good laugh, good time with everyone, and working on the mediums. And this is our first time around. If you are joining us, you are also welcome to draw along with us. Post it on the Artists of the Universe Facebook site or in the chats here, and we can share it on screen. And I hope you're all having a good time. So welcome to the Easter weekend.
Indeed.
It's all happening. Are you a fish only man on Good Friday? Is that it?
Nah, dude. I had a ham sandwich before I jumped on the live.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like for breakfast, I had like steak and eggs and smash browns. You know what I mean?
Like a turkey leg for breakfast. Like a Roman king.
And I just let the turkey meat juice like roll down my taco meat, as I sat on the couch.
Deliberately let it. Just out of arrogance.
No meat. Pish.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, God. Chicken stir fry with Chris. You are among friends, Chris.
Yes. One of us. One of us.
So I did manage to catch the Beetlejuice trailer last week after we had our chat.
Ooh, what did you think?
I thought it looks good. Interesting, the few people I haven't included in the show, which is not a big surprise, really. But Yeah, it looks great. Looks very interesting. They've captured the same sort of feeling with it again, so that's going to be good. Yeah, it looks good.
Yes, that is quite exciting. Quite exciting. Did you happen to catch the Ghostbusters film?
Yeah, interesting. I haven't seen it yet. Is that what you're saying, or just hit the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I haven't seen the movie yet.
I'm seeing that they brought back like the whole crew practically.
Yeah, right. That's
like
Ernie
Hudson, Bill Murray.
Yeah. It's a shame they didn't do this stuff years ago. It's a shame Hollywood gets in its way sometimes. Like, it's kind of like you had the opportunity to bring,
absolutely,
Han, Leia, and Luke together, and you didn't do it when they were in their prime. It's a shame it took so long. But anyway, it's good to see them on screen. It's a shame, Ivan Reitman can't do it, but it is what it is.
It is.
And yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been moving through the office after our conversation. I've been watching that in the background while I paint. It's so funny.
Yes.
It's so awkwardly funny. There's moments where I have to leave the room. I cringe. I've got to get up out of the room. I've got to get out of there.
You got to. Sometimes
it's so bad. I can't be in here. I can't be in this room right now. I've got to get out of the room. Yeah, it's very funny. Very funny.
It's so good though.
So I'm at the part where
Chris says
the HR guy's leaving.
I endured the 80s. What is it? Oh, where he does the whole parody song, where he sings "Goodbye Stranger."
I'm not at that. I'm at part one. Part one where they're retraining the new HR guy, a lady, to replace him, and he's about to leave. Toby, isn't it? Yeah. So Toby's about to
leave. And he meets Holly for the first time.
Yeah, he's going to Costa Rica, I think, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. I endured the 80s Masters of the Universe again on Tubi.
Oh.
It's still bad. I saw Ghostbusters on Tuesday. It was decent. Very nice.
Are you talking about the movie, the 80s Masters of the Universe movies? Because movie itself, or because that was a hard watch?
Yes. Horrendous.
It's erroneous. On all levels.
Erroneous
on all levels. There's not much erroneous. There's not much endearing about it at all. Like, I struggle. Like, I'm like, why did they make these choices? Why? Why?
Yeah. Because 80s don't 80.
Yes. I'm going to give The Crow a watch this weekend.
Yes.
I haven't seen that in a number of years. I'm going to give that another watch.
Is that out already?
No, the
original one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the classic. Love that movie.
The one and only.
Indeed. We don't talk about the other ones.
No. Did I see Bill Skarsgård is going to be?
There's where.
What?
Yeah, you did see that. That's what you saw.
Yeah. What's that all about? What is that all about?
I mean, I'm still gonna go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still gonna go watch it.
Of course you are.
The trailer did look kind of good. It just there's too much daylight, and it throws me off.
Yeah, it's like Batman in the day. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Did you read the book? Like, honestly. Yesterday I watched my guilty pleasure, The Last Starfighter.
The Last Starfighter.
That's one I haven't seen in a long time. A long time. Is that the one where he built the ship? He built the ship. Was it the one where he's on the video game? I can't remember if he built the ship out of something or whether it was a video game that sucked him in. I can't remember. I'm crossing over my 80s movies, perhaps.
Like Tron?
Yeah, I don't know. Remember he was playing a video. Wasn't he playing the video game, The Last Starfighter, and then they contacted him or something? I don't know. I can't remember. There's a few of those movies that came out. Oh, there we go.
It was the video game, he said.
Yeah. And I think us as 80s kids were like, I'm good at a video game. I could be that. Where's my alien visitation?
I can do that.
I can do this. Where's my alien visitation?
That was like Flight of the Navigator. You remember that one?
That's probably the other one I'm thinking of too, yeah. There's a few of them that popped out at that time.
Flight of the Navigator. Good times.
Good times in the 80s. And then you wouldn't see anything for years.
Indeed.
They have a burst and then you get nothing. Nothing forever. Make up the games in your head. Oh, the video game was a test. That's right. That's right. What if he failed that test? You just get nothing, or that's it, just normal life afterwards? Just mundane. I could have been the last Starfighter, but now I'm working at McDonald's. Just McDonald's working out. It could have been something special, but no. What was the one that what was the video game that Mark Hamill did the voiceover for? What was that one? That was a good one too, wasn't it? Back in the day. Do you remember that?
Which one?
Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, did the voiceover for.
Mark Hamill did a voiceover?
Yeah, that was remember it was a space one, with these creatures that look like lions. I'm having these random LSD flashbacks right now while we're live. Now I'm gonna look it up.
Are you off your meds again, Will?
I'm mermaiding it. I'm doing Wing Commander 3.
Man,
the Heart
that
of
sounds
the Tiger.
familiar though.
Wing Commander 3.
Commander. Yes. Yeah.
Back in the PlayStation 1 days.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Wing Commander.
Chris Foreman said, I would have enjoyed Flight of the Navigator better if the ship didn't have Pee Wee Herman's voice. Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to take
that was so annoying.
It's hard to take a war seriously, isn't it, when you got Pee Wee Herman's voice in the background.
The aggressive Pee Wee laugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Funny. I think we're about ready.
Uh-oh. Ready for the inks?
I think we're about ready. Yes, sir. Because I think I'm just going to hit up some of this here with a little bit of green. Just above his tootsies. And just above his little piggies.
They're rough feet, aren't they? They're rough. Those feet are rough work.
They are.
They're rough. You get those in bed with you at night, you're going to get a skin graft. Like, they are rough looking feet. You know? You're going to lose a calf muscle. Gonna deglove your leg with those toenails.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. Chris is
yeah.
giving you the trumpet announcement. There we go. Da, 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 the inks.
Yes.
Trumpets.
Fanfare.
Fanfare, beach man. What is happening?
He's got the right idea.
Parade, damn it, parade. Too funny.
Yes, we're ready. I think we need a little bit of purple here. A little bit more.
I kind of like have a visual in my mind that's the sound you made when you're eating that turkey leg on the couch. Turkey leg. Instead of fish.
Fish.
How lame. Turkey leg. Oh, killing me.
I tell you.
It's sometimes it's these moments that get me through the week. Get me through the week. I'm just so alone on the planet.
All right. So we get playing together. Oh man, I tell you. We're only 5 characters in, I'd say.
That's right.
Only 5 characters. I'm sandwich.
It's just not. It's a sandwich. Come on, ham sandwich.
What? No gravy?
What a great cartoon.
This time we didn't forget the gravy.
Oh man, I can't see. Oh man. And there it is. We're officially off road.
Didn't even realize I just drove straight off the edge. It was like I didn't even know anymore. We were even on the road. I don't know.
There it is.
Just deleted it.
So let's
Wing Commander did it. Wing Commander did it to us.
Indeed. Let's see how we're looking. Okay. Start over here.
Chris Borman, how are our sculptures going this week? Have you been working on your format figures? What's the update? Yeah. No, there's no GPS that can help me and Kenny. We're gone. We're off. We're gone. Right off into the fog. There's no backwards.
Yep.
It's over. I'm just going to try and water out that foreground a bit. Bleed it out. Like so.
Man, I love that. That texture looks fantastic.
It's the noodling, telling you.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a bit of the cobblestone to do, and then I'm back to Skeletor again. just laugh my way through the background, basically. That's what I just did. I think it needs to be a nice 2-pack hardcover book on Kickstarter when we're done, Kenny. What do you think?
Ooh, good idea.
Eh? You buy them as a 2-pack, not the wrapper. Calm down, Chris. Not the wrapper.
Definitely a good idea.
Greeny. How's that ink going? Nice.
Oh, it's feeling great. Such a satisfying scratch.
Yeah.
You ever do any ink work with a quill, Will?
I have. I used to do a fair bit of Wild West stuff, and I used to use it with like sort of miniature versions, like miniature busts. But I would often put it in, and then I'd water down the ink, the Indian ink over the top, just to give a washed out version. Yeah. Back in the 90s when Wild West stuff was selling really well.
Yeah.
Back in the Dances with Wolves days. People running around with T-shirts.
Chris says I didn't paint or sketch this week.
Oh.
I came up with a new Harry Potter Voldemort duel concept for painting, and I'm working out a plot for a comic strip. Love it.
Oh, still had a very productive week, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's generating those ideas and projects that are just as important as producing physical medium, you know?
True, indeed.
So next, yeah.
True, indeed.
That's what I say with a turkey leg hanging out of my mouth. That's what I say. Indeed. Damn turkey leg. Cusses his own turkey leg. Damn your turkey leg. I love you. We're not going to have any of these voices for Stratos. That's going to be the problem. Stratos is going to be mildly boring compared to Skeletor. Not even a hesitation. No, there'll be something. There'll be something.
Yeah, there's always something.
There'll be something.
Small etchings here.
Yes. All right, last bit is the cobblestones, and then I'm moving back into Skeletor.
Very nice.
Did provide its own level of difficulty in some areas, this background.
That's what this challenge is all about. Facing those difficulties head on and persevere.
Yeah. The trick of not overworking your paper is nearly got beyond me this time. There was a moment I thought, I'm going to have to restart. Which is not a good thought when you're this far down the track, but sometimes you just accept that and go, okay, I've got to do what I've got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's got to happen.
That it does. That it does. I think I need to redip.
You ever get scared of ink splatters when you're using the quill?
I used to.
Yeah.
But I like realized that it was the way I was holding the quill that would would have me do that.
Yep.
But now I'm extra careful at like tapping the excess ink back into the well before applying it to the artwork.
Okay.
Because we're typically so conditioned to like going back and forth like a scribble motion, and you can only drag or kind of keep it in one direction, when you're working with a quill.
Yep.
Otherwise it'll get real messy.
And it's just getting used to it, isn't it? It's getting used to knowing when you're running dry and dipping back in, and it's very similar to tattooing.
That and knowing the kind of ink that you're using, right? Because
exactly.
like if you have ink that's too watery, you run the risk of like sweeping the ink a lot sooner. If you have ink that dries too quickly, it can clog the quill, so you find yourself dipping more. So the ink that I use is sumi ink, a Japanese ink.
Yes.
That's like the
nice
happy
ink.
medium. It's like my happy medium because it's like it dries fairly quickly, right? So like, for example, if I were doing this straight away with ink before I started laying any color layers, I would give this about maybe 2 minutes for it to dry completely, and then I can add watercolor right over it.
Right. Yep. Wet noodling is overworking. Is that what Chris is asking me? Yeah.
Overworking, is that like wet noodling? Yes.
Well, sometimes overworking for me is having too much down too quickly and not being able to control the application of it, and sometimes that traumatizes the paper.
Yeah.
And so you have to jump between your delivery methods, downsizing brushes, or perhaps just waiting for an area to settle in first. Sometimes it's stretching the paper, restretching the paper, and sometimes for me it's warping the paper so it bends, and then having that dry so it stretches out a bit better. That just depends. I mean, sometimes it's too far gone. You got to restart again, but yeah. But yes, wet noodle.
Wet noodling.
Wet noodling.
I'm going to do something a little different here. Sort of break up my black line there because I want the silhouette to appear softer so that we get the sense of light wrapping around that form.
Did you get your cobblestones done, Kenny?
Yes. So let me aim the camera down just a bit. So you can see it there, right? Kept them nice and flat. We got some high and low tones.
Yep.
We're getting darker as we get closer to the horizon and closer to the bottom of Skeletor's foot.
Bit of dust kicking up.
So it almost feels like as he steps out, we get that whoosh of dust, sort of like clearing off the stones.
Nice one. Very cool.
Thank you, sir.
The billowing of the dust.
what we do. Yes, it's what we do. What we do.
Chris Gorman says, I was doing a memorial piece for a friend who passed from COVID. Scott Hanna gave me a great lesson in inking when I stopped by his house. There you go.
Great. Yeah. Working with ink in this fashion is really, really satisfying. I mean, I think like most artists, I use Micron a lot, but
Yeah.
it was actually like Melissa who got me interested in working with a quill, because she had a little stint where she was doing calligraphy and was really, really interested in like different kinds of inks and nibs that you would use in calligraphy.
Yeah.
So I tried my hand at it, and man, it felt really good to get that little scratch in the paper, and like being able to get the different line qualities and line weights.
Yeah, it's a bit more visceral, isn't it? You can sort of feel it.
It really is.
Yeah, very cool.
So good. And then, as an added bonus, like your line art is raised on the paper, like after the ink dries. So like, it gives your artwork like an extra layer of authenticity.
Yeah, cool. And you're using waterproof inks?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a hard lesson to learn, isn't it? Oh, I picked up the wrong ink. Oh.
It really is. It really is.
All right.
So I'm going to focus a lot of my line art, a lot of my solid line art towards the center of the form, so that we go line less towards the outside of his body, to communicate the light sort of like radiating around his ribs and arms. And to cap it all off, I'm going to apply some white ink to make it a bit mistier.
All right. That's the background done, I think. Now we'll transition over.
Very nice.
A little lime green for his chaos staff. Man.
I find this process just like almost as much as satisfying as painting.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because it gives you an immediate result? Like, bang.
Like, especially when I ink. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, whoop, there it is straight away. Yeah. I got to admit, even though I find inking a bit tedious, when you finish a nice black and white piece, is really satisfying. Like, you just think, that looks really strong.
It really
bold. Yeah.
It's like turning up the contrast on your TV.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What's the conventions like at the moment, Kenny? You got some coming up?
Actually, I would have been in Puerto Rico this weekend. This is the weekend for Puerto Rico Comic Con, but I had to cancel that for some budgetary issues. But
Yes.
my next con will be in Miami Beach. 3-day convention. And I have a few other large conventions that are tentative. So we're waiting to hear back on the approvals on those.
Nice.
So that's that'll be for May. The weekend of the 17th. So anyone in the Miami area, if you guys are in town,
swing on
the
by
Miami Beach Convention Center, come check me out at Otaku Fest.
Yes,
it's a great con.
So good day and pick up one of those amazing trading cards you do.
Yes, I will always be doing sketch cards and painting live. And I will be, I'll announce it right before the convention. I'll be taking some pre-convention commissions that you can just show up and pick up.
Nice.
So you don't have to wait around. You just come by the table, pick it up, walk around a bit, enjoy the show.
Good thing about those trading cards is they're so little.
They to finish up.
They can stow easily, can't they? These trading cards are good that way.
Oh yeah, the sketch cards they're very, very easy for me to knock out. I can knock out a card in 25 minutes or so, full color, ink, fully rendered.
Nice. And if you're buying them though, if you're buying them at a convention, you can walk around and they're not a big sort of bulky thing that you got to try and hide. You can sort of put them away easily.
That's true. And I provide, sleeves for all the cards that I do, at any time. So there's no worry about the corners being bent or anything like that. I give you sleeves.
Yeah. So get on over there.
A little bit.
Grab Kenny's artwork.
Indeed.
Do it.
But, if you're not going to be in the Miami area, you can always order it through my Etsy store.
There we go. And you can contact you through the Etsy store and get private commissions too, I believe was what I read on there.
True indeed. True indeed.
What would you say is the most common property that people order from you on the sketch cards?
You know what? It's varied. It's really, really varied. Because I've gotten commissions for so many different things.
Yeah.
Right. Like that one lady that stuff.
Yep.
I got a client in the Midwest who likes commissioning ghostwriters, but it's it's every canon ghostwriter from the Marvel continuity.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And it educates me because I didn't realize that there were so many people who held the mantle of ghostwriter.
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm a big ghostwriter guy. Yeah, there's lots. Yeah.
Shoot, I've had people commission anime characters. That I had that one guy commission the '90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that he had autographed by the original voice actors.
Nice.
Like and that's the beauty of the sketch cards, that like sky's the limit.
So do they?
The last year that I did,
they're top loading sketch card sleeves. They just obviously pull them out to get them autographed. Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Because that one client, he got the TMNT stuff autographed because he ran into the voice actors at a con.
Yep.
The Andor stuff, like she's a big fan of the show, and she's been commissioning art of characters that you don't typically see on cards.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So it's I love it because it gives me for me it's an opportunity to draw stuff that I don't typically draw.
Yeah,
so it's a great way for me to kind of like try my hand at different things that I wouldn't normally like think about doing.
Much like this challenge.
And yeah, a lot like this.
Yeah.
A lot like this, and because they're so quick to knock out, it sort of inclines the client to order multiple.
Right. Yeah. So a lot like this, but then not like this at all.
It is. It's a lot. Like
this does take us a little bit of time to do these ones.
True, but only because we're working on a larger scale, and there's a little bit of thought that goes into what we're doing, right? Because at the end of the day, it is a challenge.
Correct.
If we were gonna approach this art like in a brain dead manner, a lot of these characters would have looked very, very similar.
Yes. User.
Let's get in here. Get that nice jawbone definition.
Yeah, I'm keen to see what you do with his skull because the lime green is interesting. Chris Borman says less noodling on sketch cards. I don't know, Chris. I don't know.
Will find a way. Will find a way.
The noodle will find a way. There will be noodling.
The sketch cards are fun.
I got to admit, it's been a world that I was really unfamiliar with. I didn't know much about sketch. Like I'd seen sketch cards, but I'd never really knew much about that realm at all. Like last time I bought sketch cards, they had bubblegum in them. Like it's a whole thing now. It's a whole collector's market. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there was a.
Has it been like that way
there
for
was
a while?
A convention that I was at, and it has, believe it or not, because I ran into an artist at a convention in Northern Florida, and this had to have been 2015, 2014, right?
Right.
And the artist that I ran into, coincidentally, was he's an art teacher at a high school in Northern Florida. Right. So me, at my table, I'm working on some stuff. He brought his binder by. He wasn't tabling at the show, So he was just kind of walking around talking to different artists that he thought were interesting. So, he stood by the table, he asked me some questions and so forth, right? And I looked at his binder. His binder was really impressive. That inside the binder, he had nothing but sketch cards that he illustrated. And it was all representational. So what was interesting is that he had some art that was unfinished, right? So I was able to see how he like composes his renders, right?
Yeah.
And so like his process is that like a tattoo artist would set up the different values on a face.
Right.
So he would like, kind of like
out.
Carve out all of his highlights, his mids, his lows, and like the darks.
Yeah.
He would block those out in pencil and then go in filling them in sections.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really interesting because I like outside of a tattoo shop, I've never seen an artist do that before.
Yeah. Yeah. Where they sort of separate it into like a paint by numbers stencil.
Right.
Yeah.
And he does some really impressive work. I'll send you his account, his Instagram.
Yeah. I'd like to see it.
He does nothing but sketch cards.
Okay.
And he does like celebrity stuff, some pop culture stuff, and he's like spot on. Like
I didn't realize
the faces look.
Yeah, right. And it's such a small format to work in too, isn't it? Like takes a certain amount of practice.
Well, yeah. I mean, because I think it's due to the size that it's so popular because it's easy to like move around with. You can trade it. It's easy to sell. It's little.
Easy to have on a wall or a bookshelf because it doesn't take up too much space.
That's right. Price point is low. Yeah, you could get a few different ones.
So I imagine there's a lot of artists doing it then. Is that right?
Since then, I became more aware of artists doing it more, yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
I didn't think that it was like as big as I found it to be until I got that email from Upper Deck.
Right. Yeah. They tracked you down.
And that's yeah they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Locking some of these blacks here under the hood. Give our boy Skeletor a bit of drama.
Our boy.
Our boy Skeletor a bit of drama.
Oh, dude. Skeletor. Meh. Unsuccessful in everything he does. Like, why did people still follow him? Why they keep following him though? Let's try again, I guess. All right. I always wondered why those shows, why they don't.
I think he's a really good motivational speaker.
He must have been. He must have been. He must have been good at something. Like, I was like, what? You're nearly there. You nearly won. Why not try it again? Try it again. Tweak the plan. No, he just starts with a whole new plan. Crazy.
New plan.
No plan.
Trust me, man.
Just turn up at the gates of Grayskull and start yelling insults. Like, what are you doing? It's a long walk with those little tootsies, you know, in the desert sand. Like,
I know.
Rough. That's rough.
Oh,
you know what I'm looking forward to doing? It will be Trapjaw. Trapjaw is going to be fun to do.
Oh yeah. That one will be
fun with
interesting. That one's going to be one of the first of the more mechanical
biometric
characters. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to be fun. Indeed. And Ram Man, that'll be a good one too. Different sort of body form, more mass, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. There we go. That feels quite good.
Are you thinking when you do your Teela, are you going to be doing more of a Filmation Teela, like a Red Sonja look? What's your plan there?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I think I'm gonna lean more into the more of a Buscema kind of vibe with it. You know, like dreamscape pinup girl kind of
right
aesthetic.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Cobra headpiece. I'm going to go with the old original drawing. Yeah. Because I thought about doing the Teela from the show, and I thought, yeah, that'd be cool, but I'm going to try this one instead. Something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Buscema, whenever you say Buscema, I'm there. I'm like, oh, that's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's good.
I'm just gonna pepper a little bit of this black watercolor in.
The waist piece there looks great, Kenny. What you did with the black there.
Thank you.
This
is a little bit of black paint, right? Yeah. The black watercolor, because when this totally dries, it'll still like blend well with the local violet that's in place.
Yes.
Right, because I want to convey shadow being pushed into the center.
Yeah.
Of his form. Add a little bit of water. And then do the same down the center. Gotta be careful with these round brushes, man. They'll like pick up and like blend whatever you got in the local color.
Yep, they'll do it to you. Watch out. Can't trust them.
Trust me, I know. It already happened to me like twice. So I had to like
recorrect.
I had to reapply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll lift and blend.
Here we go.
All right.
I'm not going to go too heavy with the ink on this one. I think its strength is the light.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. You don't want to sort of bring it too close to that edge, do you? Like you want it to look like it's glowing from the outside still.
Yeah. So let's get a little more of this shadow.
Chris reckons, I wonder if Skeletor had an emasculating mother. No, good question.
What a random thought.
Not fitting with this show at all.
Your face is so merry.
Clearly didn't read the room, did you, Chris? Because we don't think like that at all with random thoughts. About $1 for every random thought I had.
My kids in the my young kids, the fourth graders, they call it shower thoughts.
Oh, shower thoughts. That's funny.
They call them shower thoughts. It's like just random thoughts that pop in your brain while you're in the shower.
Yeah, the program. And the program kicks in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I start having arguments that I've never had. It's like that's exactly what I would say. What? Have we even had that argument? Shadow fights, shadow thoughts.
Down just a bit. Little shadows under the cheekbone.
Oh no.
Coming together. Some of these cheekbones into some shadow just a bit, so we get a little bit of form being communicated in his skull.
I'm just doing a bit of a final pass over his skull now. Final Skeletor skull pass.
Yeah.
Give it a bit of pop. That's right. I've got to admit now, though, every time, now that we've talked about trading cards, every time I get on my Facebook, I've got trading card ads everywhere.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, how did my phone know?
Oh, yeah, because they're always listening.
Yeah.
They're always listening.
Be nice to the robots, kids. Be nice to the robots. All right.
Yeah, watch. Once you dip the toe in the sketch card arena, it's man, that's next level.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks fun. Miniature painting.
And it's a great way to expand the audience too, because you'd be opening your work up to that wouldn't otherwise be familiar with you.
Yeah. I am agreeing with you. I'm not just going, meh. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not just adding skeletal stuff. Not to be confused with my own background monologuing. It happens.
It does. Here we go. Oh man.
Yeah, that's popping
I'm
nicely.
feeling like Hannibal Smith right now from the A-Team.
Not a deep cut. Now we are showing our age again, kids.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Love when a plan comes together.
Yes. Yes, we are. Love when a plan comes together. All right, because that's translating very well. Yes.
It's looking good, Kenny. If you want to purchase any of Kenny's Masters of the Universe pieces, they are available on his Etsy shop. Indeed. Are they all up there at the moment? I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I'll put them all up. And cut right around this pec. There we go. Boom. Let's add that in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Put a bit of reflected light in that jawbone under there, without making it too light.
Ooh, that's looking great.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it from there, but I'm just been sort of detailing the skull a little bit.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Put a bit of that lime in there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chris Borman, my favorite A2 line is, I want some trash bags.
I'm not getting on no plane.
How do you feel about Iron Mike coming out of retirement, Kenny?
I think Iron Mike is really excited. I think Jake Paul can kiss his career goodbye, because Iron Mike is he's not out here to play. He is not out here to play.
I think Jake will realize that 2 minutes when the ring starts, when the bell starts, he's going to look at Iron Mike's eyes and go,
"Oh yeah,
okay, this is maybe not how I thought it was going to go at all. I thought we were doing this for promotional reasons."
Yeah,
he deleted.
He totally bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah, I was talking to my son about it because obviously he wasn't around when Iron Mike was in his prime like we were. But I said, this guy is the destroyer of men. You don't understand. He's not just a boxer. He wants to kill people. It's his thing. And
100%.
I remember hearing an interview with him, and he was saying that since he's gotten older and retired, he had to find a new way of living because his whole thing was about destroying people. I thought this is a scary person to offend, and I don't think Jake Paul understands that. And my son goes, "Oh yeah, but he'll dance around Mike and he'll wear him out." I said, "Dude, Mike just has to grab you once and it's over, just once, and you're gone. Like
100%.
You'll just be deleted."
That Mike.
Yeah,
Mike is so aggressive. He'll back you into a corner, and then that's you gotta avoid being backed into the ropes, because if he does, he's gonna eat your face.
It's not that. Literally, we were there when he literally ate someone. He ripped off an earlobe. Like, wasn't even in the match. Like, I just think it's going to be interesting. It's going to get a lot of airplay, but it's not that big a place to ring. You know, like people go, "Yeah, you can dance around." Dude, it's not like you're running from him around the block. Like, it's not that big a space. Like, it's one step or two, and then he's got you. You know, and if it was me, I'd probably trip over something. He will find you, and he will bring you to his pain cave. He will bring you to the pain cave. He'll drag you. He'll drag you into the pain cave. And he'll be hammer fisting your head until there's nothing left. Nothing.
Oh, man.
No one wants to go to the Mike Tyson pain cave. Nobody.
No one wants to go to the pain cave. I'll tell you.
Right. It bit the ear off. It's hilarious. But everyone's like, oh, okay. But he swallowed it too, didn't he? Like, I mean, I think he ingested the ear.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, that's next level. Like, didn't even get a chance to sew it back on. He ate it. He ate the ear.
That's a special guy.
That's the kind of kid you want to be friends with, not offend. You know?
Yeah, I don't.
Dangerous. Yeah. So good luck to you, Jack Paul.
Little Michael Tyson. I don't want you playing with that kid.
No, yeah. Be friendly. Be friendly with little Mikey. But maybe not so close that it could go bad at some point.
From a distance.
Yeah. Yeah, wave.
Yeah.
Be friendly. Don't offend him. Do not offend little Mikey.
Do not.
No.
We hear stories. We hear stories about little Mikey.
Little Mikey. He's troubled. He's a bit troubled.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like you often wonder.
Yeah,
I don't know his history, but where did it start? You know, when did it start?
Yeah, I don't think Paul knows what he's getting into, dude. Like,
no. I think he thinks it's all boxing talk.
Definitely bitten off more than he can chew.
Yeah. I saw something years ago where Mike was training someone, and he was boxing against a sparring partner, and the guy was doing it all wrong in terms of I wouldn't have a clue, right? But he's doing it all wrong in terms of what Mike saw. So Mike goes, "Give me the gloves," and he's you should have seen the sparring guy's face. Like he thought he was going to die. Like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this. I'm going to get deleted. I'm going to get deleted here. Scary.
I mean, even if you look at some of the sparring videos of Mike now training,
yeah,
like, that's fucking scary, dude. Like,
yeah, he's a destroyer of men.
That is absolutely frightening.
Yeah. Just training in the pain cave is scary. You know?
I'm telling you that, like, that low key, I feel bad for the guy wearing the pads.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That guy freaked
because
out.
you can almost see the despair.
Yeah,
you can see the despair in that guy's face.
The absolute terror. Like he looked like he'd wet himself before going into a gladiator ring. Like is that kind of dude in the movies? You know, like you know, like,
yeah.
I don't want to be a cowboy. Like he knew any time now my time's up. Any minute it's over. You know? It's
yeah.
It's like it's like that moment when the gazelle realizes there's 3 lions and I'm not going to get back home tonight. And that's the kind of look he had in his face. 2, 3.
I think Paul should make peace with whoever he prays to.
It's too late to back out now. You can't back out. It's too late
because it's late.
Make peace with your whatever God you pray to, Jake. Or if you don't, start now.
Start exactly.
Now. You know, just pick one. Just pick one and start with that. Start with one.
Yep. Because Mike ain't coming to play.
No. Like, what did you think it was? Did you think it was like the Royal Rumble where you just talk big talk and then, hey, it's all right. We really are friends. No one's friends with him.
Mike is like, I love this. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Like,
and I've missed it.
I built my reputation on beating skulls in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Saying like,
I want
You
this
think
more
this
than
was
I
gonna
want
be
Christmas.
like exhibition? You thought this was gonna be for play?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I want this more than Christmas. So you don't even know.
Oh yeah. Man. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Full disclosure, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it just because I need closure. I need to know that Mike is gonna demolish this place.
If Mike gets
You know
beaten, man, what are you gonna do if Mike gets beaten? Like, that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow.
Look, it's that no matter how you slice it, Paul's gonna look like a total asshole. He really is. He's gonna
beat an old man.
a total asshole because it's like, you know, if he wins, he just beat up a guy that's damn near 60.
He is 60. He's clocked it.
He's like 57, dude. He's like 57, 58 around there. He's almost 60.
Is he? Oh, I thought he was 60
then,
for sure.
You know, yeah, he's up there, man. And then it's like, if you get beat by Mike Tyson, you know, you're still gonna look like an asshole because it's like, why would you pick
beat up an old man?
Fight with the baddest man on the planet?
Yeah, that's right. You got your just desserts. You got deleted.
Exactly. Why would you pick a fight with the baddest man on the planet?
But they're going to get the views. Going to make the monies, you know?
Oh, for sure they're going to get the views. Without,
you know, they brought back
question, they're going to get the views.
It's like they brought back an old wrestler into the Royal Rumble. People are going to watch. People are going to watch that, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, crazy,
he's,
isn't it?
you know, he's one of these like fast talking little YouTubers that you know that like doesn't that like he fast talked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was gonna be like a whole publicity stunt. No, sir.
Dude, this isn't about subscribers.
No, sir.
No, sir. This is not about subscribers.
It is 100% not about subscribers.
Yeah, this is not Disney Channel.
Like,
this is not the Disney Channel.
Like Mike is a different. He's a different guy. He's a different kind of person. Like,
He's a different kind of guy. You don't want to offend Mike.
Like, he really is. He really is. Like, if you historically, right? Historically, if you look at all of the documentaries on Mike, if you look at all of his interviews, like that's not an act. He really is like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Mike is he's calm now because he's older and he's you know he's got a family. You know what I'm saying?
He's had to be. He's had to find a bit of. He's had to find a bit of.
There was an interview that I saw. Go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say he had to find a bit of Buddha, but now, like back in the day, he was a wrecking machine.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. And he was good at it. And he knew he was good at it.
Know.
So nobody was safe.
No, that's right. Yeah, he took joy in it. It's kind of like Abraham in The Walking Dead. You know, Abraham in The Walking Dead was just.
I saw this interview where he was asked, like, do you miss it? Do you miss like you know boxing? Do you miss competing? And he said, you know what? A part of me does, but a part of me is afraid of that version of me.
That's right.
And the interviewer asked him why, and he was like, because that guy, he's got an ego.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's got an ego, you know, and I can very easily get drunk off that ego.
Yeah. The corruptible power of Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah. Did you see him when he fought Roy Jones?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
Roy Jones looked like the old man in that fight. Roy Jones.
it's
and Mike was hopping around. That fight was like 2 minutes. Mike was hopping around.
Yeah.
He was, and I caught it. Like after the fight was over, Mike said something. He was like, "You lucky I couldn't hit you in the face." Like I caught him say that post fight. When the mics weren't on him, I read his lips. He was like, "You lucky I didn't hit you in the face." And legit, like you can see through that whole fight that Mike was avoiding punching Roy Jones square in the jaw.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's funny but terrifying.
I'm telling you.
Like I'm kind of glad
that boy doesn't know what he's gotten himself into. Oh yeah.
Does anyone believe though that he's got the chops to do it? Like, are there people believing that Jake can do this? Like, is no one telling him this is a bad
and the
idea?
majority of them are about Jake's age.
Oh, Jesus.
The majority of those people that think that Jake can do it are around Jake's age. You know what I'm saying?
So no one's telling Jake, you're going to get killed. He's going to kill you.
Yeah, they're telling him that. And the people that are telling him that are the boxers that either at one point fought Mike or were active when Mike was active.
Yeah.
That I think the only one that's like really not on board with it was Oscar De La Hoya.
Right.
Because Oscar's like, it's not safe for Mike, because he's getting up in age and so on and so forth. Now Oscar's he was another like fantastic boxer, like when he was in his prime. I used to watch Oscar fight, but Oscar wasn't an aggressive fighter like Mike was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mike was he was a
killing machine.
He was like a gladiator that would walk into the ring, and it was it was going to be a spectacle.
It's the pain cave. I'm telling you.
The pain cave.
It's the pain cave.
I mean, I'm going to watch it just for the sake of seeing, that boy getting the little blonde locks rocked around by Mike.
Gets deleted. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Because Mike looked way too happy. He looked way too comfortable accepting that challenge. He looked way too comfortable.
He's the kind of guy that takes a punch to the face and smiles because he wants the pain. He wants the pain.
Yeah.
He welcomes it.
Like he really does. He really does.
Yeah.
He's a different type of guy, man. He's a different type of guy.
It's amusing.
You know what I mean? And he's the way you see him like act in like interviews and like pre-fight promos, he's really like that.
Yeah.
Did you see that video clip of him beating up that guy on the airplane?
Yes. But that guy, that was the back of his chair, and he said, dumb move, man. Like, these are the idiots that get out of the car at a lion safari. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly. He's the guy that gets out of the car and wants to take a picture with the lion.
Yeah, look at the lion. And then the whole family watching get devoured. That's what's going to happen.
You know what I mean? And then right. And then cry about it afterward. Oh, the lion. You should have stayed in the car, stupid.
Let's put the lion down, because he walked in and took a photo next to it and wondered why Daddy got dragged around by the neck for 3 hours in front of the family. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? And the last word you hear is "I told you so."
Like, don't get mad and sensitive and blame Mike. Oh, Mike gave me CTE and all that. You poked the bear.
Yeah. Mike hit me, and now I've got to eat my food out of a straw
Mike
for the
is
rest
going to
of
get in
my
the ring
life.
and do the one thing that Mike knows how to do.
Mike knows. Mike knows how to pull apart a
Mike is gonna
chicken.
get in that room.
He knows how to pull apart a
That's
chicken.
it.
He can eat that turkey leg like nobody's business on a Good Friday.
He's going to get in that ring and do what the one thing he's been good at since he was like 18.
Exactly. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? It's like, he couldn't wait to come out of retirement. He's the what? This little boy want to fight me? Hell yeah!
Yes.
And then you see the and then you see the training videos. He's fresh meat. Day 2, getting ready for you. That's scary. That's like
day 2. He looks amazing.
Because it looks like it almost feels like the theme song to Freddy Krueger.
One, two, Mike's coming for you.
Exactly.
1, 2, Mikey's coming for you. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yvette, where have you been, Yvette? Just turned up.
Yvette's here.
Too late. The timer's been gone a long time, Yvette. We've been running around We've been running around the reservation without any observation. No one's been watching.
We've been all terrain.
Yeah, we've been off the road for a long time. Half the time we didn't even know it.
Yep. We've been all terrain for quite a bit.
Yes. Very funny.
All right. I think
so. I think I need to give you a call when the fight's on, and sit there and talk each other through it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Turkey leg.
No napkins. No napkins. No paper towels. Just turkey leg grease. With glistening faces.
Look like we're laminated in turkey oil.
Belly out, chest hair all out.
laughing loudly like Jackie Gleason. Or Boss Hog.
Only using sliced bread to sop up the grease.
Wearing it as a
talking
bib.
it to the dogs.
Wearing a bib of sliced bread stuck to the chest.
Yes, wearing it as a bib. I like
it. A bib of sliced bread. Now, Yvette still has. I'll have to watch the start later. Now, listen, Yvette. There was 2 takes. All right, the first show didn't work because we had a major technical issue, and we had to restart. We did a 2.0, and thank God we found Chris Borman again. He came back.
Yeah.
Is the 2.0 and a bread bib.
The bread bib. I love it.
Well, it's like an edible bib. I could have made you $1 million just then.
That's it.
You can market that. You can market that and go to town. You could retire. New from Kenny Coppertone is the bread bib.
Very nice. The bread bib.
Bib.
No longer will you need to, do laundry and wash your bibs. Eat them as soon eat them as part of
like
your
a horse,
meal.
like a horse feeding tray. Kind of just lands on the bread.
That's it.
Oh dear. Yes, poor old Jake Paul. Like I think I can just see after the match, he's just going to be laying there, and I can see the doctors going, "Yes, he received ill advice about his abilities in the ring." But it's too late then. He's deleted.
Oh yeah,
deleted.
I tell you, indeed.
And that's been all the news for this week. What else is happening in the world of pop culture and news?
I think that's really well. There's the stuff with P. Diddy getting raided and all that.
What
foolishness?
What? I don't know about that. What was that?
Oh yeah, his houses got raided.
Why?
Here in Miami. He's got a house here in Miami, and he's got two houses here in Miami, and he's got one in California. And they were both simultaneously raided by Homeland Security.
Oops. What's he been up to?
Ooh, yes, because Homeland will not move on you like that unless they have a case.
Yes. It's not just about an angry ex-girlfriend. Like, it's serious.
No, sir. No, sir. They have probable cause. They pulled up on that man's house fully loaded. Like, there's news coverages on YouTube that you can see of like Homeland Security pulling up with like armored vehicles because they knew that he's got like private security. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they were ready.
The hut, and the rope ladders coming down from the helicopter.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Hut.
Just like
they're not gentle with the door handles, are they? Like they're really they got the battery.
They really are.
Like it's they don't knock or use the doorbell. Like they're getting in there straight away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're getting in all right. They are definitely getting in. They're getting in all right.
You just hope for some chest like body armor dash cam or something. You just hope for that. Can we just see them kick into the lounge room straight away and there's some guy there with a turkey leg? Straight away. I was going to get up. Erroneous. He gets up so quick his bread drops off of his chest. He's got no bread bib anymore.
He gives you the grumble. What is a medium?
What is this? Oh, dude.
How dare you?
How dare you? Let me get my robe on. People asking questions. Homeland Security's asking questions. Nothing about the raid, but just about why the turkey leg and the bib are bread, and why do you look like you're laminated in oil? Like what's been going on in here? We have questions. You're not even Pete. Not even Pete Diddy. You're not even Pete. I like what you've done here. Not even Pete Diddy. It's just some guy, just some random guy. Just doing it. Not even Pete Diddy. It's the gardener having his lunch.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's taking advantage. Diddy's out of town.
P. Diddy's out of town. He's playing the PlayStation with the oily fingers.
with his bread bib.
Makes a break for it across the lawn. He gets tackled, Gets crash tackled into the bushes. That's the only reason I used to watch that show, Cops, was just to watch people get chased down the street and crash tackled.
Oh, yeah. Same. There's
always some guy with jeans and no shirt. Always some guy. Like, if it's so hot, just put shorts on. Like, what do you need to put a singlet and some shorts? Like, why do you have to go bare-chested, jeans, no shoes? I don't know. Bad decisions.
Have you ever watched Reno 911? Well,
yes. Yes. It's a great show.
Yeah. That was my buffer when I couldn't watch The Office.
Right.
They would have moved
same sort of stuff
that I was originally watching it on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Same type of comedy, isn't it? Like reality TV comedy.
That like workplace comedy.
Yeah. But look, sometimes I still want to get a bit of Cops.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll watch that. Sometimes I'll still watch a bit of Cops.
Do they still show it on one of the streaming services?
I don't know. It looks like up to season 50 or something. It's been a lot. Yeah. Chris Foreman says,
Cops has been around for a while.
Have I ever been to Disneyland? They saw turkey legs at carts. I have, and I saw it, and it looks amazing, but I didn't get one because that would have been a mess. I would have made a mess of myself walking around Disneyland eating a turkey leg, but it looked amazing.
Yeah, I've had the Disneyland turkey leg.
Are they good?
And it does make you feel like that, like a medieval, like a duke.
A duke, like
a duke with a portly duke who cares not for the feelings of his subjects.
Yes, the whimsical
more
feelings
turkey.
of the lesser. More turkey, more gravy.
Yeah, more turkey leg. But sire, the turkey only had 2 legs. Produce another.
Or an intern. Either way. Something I can roast and put gravy on it.
Produce another.
Yeah, no, just produce one. What does he mean, produce? It's a big word.
Produce one.
Just produce.
Expeditious. Produce one.
Go produce one. So, Kenny, you look like you're nearly done with Skeletorius.
Almost. Let me see if I can open up this.
Yeah, nice one.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for coming out.
If I can open it. Yeah. I am almost done. I'm going to get some of this white ink to cap it up.
So for those joining us,
I'm going to use Old Faithful
later in the evening. Next time round, we are starting Stratos. Is that right, Kenny?
Yes, indeed.
Stratos. That was definitely a good decision to do your dark background around that portal, Kenny. That worked out really well.
Oh yeah. Nah, that was a great call on you guys. You guys came up with that, and man, it was definitely a good call.
It really makes that glow effect, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Get a little bit of white, a little bit of water. And kick up some of this dust.
So I don't know about you, but I'm probably at the point where I need to give my paper a bit of a break too, Kenny. It's starting to need a rest.
Yeah, I'm almost there too. I'm
been a lot of
I got my dust in there. Got my dust in there, nice and soft. Shout out to Jim Lee for for
the dust
exposing this secret of his. Yes, for the little dust technique. That actually
like
does
airbrushing when you're not airbrushing.
Reads really, really well.
Yeah, it looks great.
So now I think, it's just, hitting some of these edges with some deeper black. And this one is in the books. Thanks to Old Faithful. See if I can bring this up to just a bit so you guys.
This will have to be another in-between session for me, I think, because, again, I bit off too much for the background.
Yeah. I'll only have a little bit left because after this settles, I'll peel the tape off and get the edges, and then just some small additions down here for the cobblestones, some highlights, and then it's donezo.
Yeah. So mine is probably noodling around the armor and the Staff of Chaos. And as we wrap it up, I'll just bring it closer so you can see. So yeah, today's mission was really getting that background in and working up some of those textures. So that took a while, but I was pretty happy with the way the rocks came together. But I was also pretty glad to say goodbye to green for today too. A lot of green. But now it's just working out the armor like I'm doing it. Building those next layers of the armor and getting those highlights and midtones in there. And then it'll just be done. I think a bit of a Eternian flag in the background on fire, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah.
Very nice.
So we're at the 2 hour 40 mark, Kenny.
Some of that light kind of bursting out the back.
Looks good. Effective. So while Kenny's dusting away, we're at the 2 hour 40 mark. I just want to do a reminder to everybody that please like and subscribe to channels and click notify. That's always great and helpful to us. Please share it around so people know when our show is coming on. And we will do the same time as always next week, as we either finish off the last remnants of Skeletor, maybe do a review of Skeletor, and then we'll start sketching up our Stratos, the avian master of the universe. So, Kenny, is there any parting words you'd like to say before we go?
Just that I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. On a week, our regular faces. We, this is a lot of fun for Will and I, and we hope that you guys have been able to take something away with regard to the process and the art, and that you're able to enjoy the streams, and just listening to Will and I talk nonsense and go off the rails. The next giveaway will Stratos.
That's right.
Right. So look out for that. And just humbly, thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out with us.
Indeed. So have a great week, everyone. Enjoy your Easter weekend with
Happy
your families.
Easter.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yep.
Enjoy the spring and autumn weather, from depending on where you are in the world. And we will see you next time on our Back to the Drawing Board sessions. Have a good week.
Indeed.